Now we are today on high moral grounds. They wanted a Nizam-e-Adl, they wanted two-level appeals, we have given them. And now, when we are trying to enforce a writ, which is a part of the agreement, the writ of the government shall be enforced and any opposition coming shall be dealt severely.
So everywhere where there are Taliban, you will now go and...
No, I'll not say not everywhere a Taliban. Every nook and corner of Swat is part of Pakistan. It is run under the Constitution of Pakistan. The protection to the life and property of the people, whether they are from Swat or anywhere, this is the responsibility of state, and the state will take its action. And you have seen the way we are taking action. We mean business.
So no more deals with Sufi Muhammad.
Well, they themselves they have crushed it. Now they said there will be peace once the Nizam-e-Adl is there. That doesn't mean Nizam-e-Adl has been signed and the mullahs are going to enforce it.
The people you've negotiated with have proven themselves untrustworthy, and they still have a lot of influence and support in Swat. So how do you root out Sufi Muhammad, Maulana Fazlullah?
We had a special, I do not want to give you the details, but we had the strategy. They use terror to terrorize people, terror as a weapon. And they had brought the people to a certain level where they were unable to function.
So will the army go into SWAT to take care of this now?
Well, please do not ask me this question, because this is a question related to my operation. And as we speak, Bonair and Lower Dir is under action, is under, of course, a good action. We have proven that we have the ability now to flush them off. But in case we move to reinforce our writ, if there is a resistance, we will act.
Will there be any more agreements in this country that involve people like Sufi Muhammad who represent the feelings of the Taliban?
We have done our best. We have given a chance to peace, not to Maulanas, not to Sufi Muhammad. It's a choice and the chance to the peace, and peace for the people of Swat. The aspersions and doubts on the ISI had been cast, not only in this question, but we have heard from the highest administrative level of US. We are suffering. ISI is suffering as a part of the government. Number of allegations, anything happens in India, it's ISI. Anything happens in Afghanistan, it is ISI. Blame game is easy to say. But now on the other side, see what action have we taken. We were asked to do more. I think even the child in Pakistan, and anybody who ever a student of history or keeping an eye on the media will bail me out, that it was our qualitative intelligence by the ISI and the MI and the IB that we were able to launch successful operations in FATA. If there were some doubts, do you think we were successful? Today, you see Bajor, Maman and all those agencies relatively peaceful. Some are totally under control now. It was again the work of ISI and of course the military and other law enforcement agencies.
You're convinced there's no one in the ISI who is working against this?
No, I'm coming on to this question, sir. According to best of my knowledge, and with full responsibility and transparency, I can tell you that ISI is not involved in these activities. There has been allegation in the past, and categorically we have verified there is nothing. We have arrested recently a retired major.
Retired from the ISI?
No, retired long time from the ISI, and he has become a part of Taliban's. With the same beard, you can't, if you see smart photographs, young looking man with a long beard, you can't recognize. And he's in our custody. And we asked him, why did you do it? He said he got converted.
But there is a perception in the United States that there are a lot of people within the security forces here that ideologically support the Taliban.
No, I deny it. Categorically deny it. The reason being that because this is a perception which has been created. As far as the army of Pakistan is concerned, it's very disciplined. The people who are posted in ISI, they're well scrutinized, and this kind of situation is not there. This is a total propaganda. So I think this is the time, if they had any proof or they have any proof, it should come forward. But just saying that army is involved or ISI is involved, I think it's a blame game. We should stop it and sit together on the table.
What evidence has the British government given you that the Pakistani men they arrested at the beginning of April, were involved in some terrorist plot?
Well, the only information is given are the names. There is no evidence for that.
No evidence.
No evidence so far at all.
Are you surprised?
Well, I'm surprised also, but also let us say, I'm not justifying anybody's action, but I think whenever some action is taken, they must have had some evidence. Maybe may not like to share at this stage.
Aren't you concerned that the British government isn't providing you any evidence against these men?
Well, we have requested, and according to the officials who had visited with the Prime Minister, they said we are still investigating. In fact, Jackie Smith also spoke to me on this issue.
What do you think about that? I mean, 3 weeks ago, these men were arrested from their houses on suspicion of terrorism, and there's nothing.
There are two schools of thoughts. One, they are innocent.
And what do you
And the other school of thoughts, they are not innocent, right? So we have to trust a sovereign state. They're still investigating, and whatever the investigation results come, they will share with us. So we have to believe that. I cannot go on the presumptions.
But if they had evidence that these men were involved in terrorism in Britain, then they should be tried in Britain, or they would be tried.
Well, I think if they have evidence, they should be trying in Britain. But at the same time, I said that we will see when those boys come to us, we'll naturally interrogate them, because they are neither we have the access, nor we have the information, nor we know what has exactly happened, what laws of UK has been applied on it, and what is the status, unless full information is supplied to us. And we have requested through the Interpol. I have directed the Director General FIU take up the matter, and whenever the information comes, naturally this is being eagerly waited by the people of Pakistan too.
Are you giving the British government any guarantees that these men won't face torture when they come back?
Well, it's not a barbarian country. It's a very sovereign state, and the rights of every individuals are there. But there are certain procedures. So I categorically say when they came, they will be questioned.
Torture?
And no, not torture, because torture is not allowed, and torture is no civilized societies allow. They will not be tortured, they will not be beaten, but obviously they will be put into questions. And those questions they have to reply.
These men face coming back here with their names tarnished by the British government. They face going back into their communities with their careers finished and their families hurt.
I fully understand. I fully appreciate what you're saying. These concerns have been shared with the Prime Minister of UK, categorically by the Prime Minister of Pakistan.
And what did he say? What did
no,
the Prime
but
Minister
you see,
say?
he's saying we are investigating into the matter.